Subscribe, hit the bell, like, comment, and share now to the video. Hey guys, D-Man here, and today, as you can see, we are reviewing and also giving our thoughts and opinions, general opinions on South Park Season 22. So I'm a little bit late to the party on this one because I honestly did not think it ended at episode 10, because usually it's like 12 episodes if I'm not mistaken, but it ended on episode 12, I mean 10, sorry. And I did not know that was the season finale for South Park season 22. But I'm here now, and next time, hopefully, I can get onto it much faster, so I can release it when it ends, and I can get more views, because I don't know how much views this is actually going to get. But anyways, let's get started. Episode 1. Basically, episode 1 was Eric in a school shooting. We had a little bit more interaction with Kenny in this season, by the way. Like, we had a little bit more interaction with Kenny. We had like our main four characters back together, which I really like to see in South Park. I really like to see the old four characters back together. And we have some pretty funny plot lines. Like, this one's about the school shooting and how no one really cares about it anymore. Episode 2 is about Catholic priests molesting people, and everybody's making fun of it now, and instead of like actually caring about it. Well, people still care about it, but a lot of people just make fun of it now, which is really messed up. It's just like, it's reversing, it's like showing us a mirror of our society, which is pretty funny. It's a pretty funny episode. Episode 3 is all about Mr. Hanky. As I said, they brought back some old characters, and how Mr. Hanky is a douchebag. He used to be like a really cool character, but then in a couple episodes he acted like a douchebag. I do remember that. If I remember correctly, he did act like a douchebag. And this one he acted like a super douchebag till they kicked him out of town, and then then Santa didn't want to help him anymore. It was funny. It's a pretty funny episode. And it shows that nowadays you better be careful what you say on the internet, because if you're not, your old internet thing's gonna come bite you in the ass. You gotta be very careful what you say on the internet. Even your past things on the internet might come and bite you in the ass. We have episode 4, I think. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So episode 4, we have Towley back. That's pretty interesting and funny. And he is actually a part of this series because he stays with Stan Marsh. And Stan Marsh actually moves out of his house and moves to a weed farm because weed's legal in Colorado, in the States. Weed's legal all over here in Canada. But yeah, this is a pretty funny episode too. It's average though. It's funny yet average. We're at 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. And then we have 5. This is basically where e-scooters took over. I think they were called e-scooters. I didn't really get the reference to this one or anything. It was just a pretty funny episode that revolved around Mr. Mackey. And it's kind of like a take on the Grinch almost. As you can see in this picture, it's almost like the Grinch. And then we have episode 6 and 7. This is episode 6 and 7. They combined. We have Man Bear Pig and also, I forgot his name, but also the guy that talked about Man Bear Pig came back. The guy that says super cereal all the time. Rush Limbaugh? Rush Limbaugh? I watched a couple things on this, and supposedly Man Bear Pig used to be a thing, like, with climate science. And South Park in the old days, they did used to, like, beg on climate science a little bit. They used to be like, oh, it's not real sort of thing. But now it seems like they realize, like, oh, it actually is a real thing, and they're actually trying to correct their mistakes. But at the end, it still turns out that no one actually gives a shit, because in reality, it's pretty close. A lot of people do, but a lot of people don't. So it's kind of a mishmash bag, but at least they can admit when they're wrong that something is real instead of not real. If you look at those old episodes with with that concept in mind, you'll be like, ooh, that's bad, guys. It is real. But now that you see this, it's just like, okay, you realize that it is real. So that's pretty interesting. It's pretty funny, too. It's a pretty funny episode. Plus, it's Red Dead Redemption in there, by the way. So this is episode 6 and 7. And then episode 8 is this episode with basically, she has kids now. and they're his kids, but they can't tell anybody that they're his kids, and they're PC babies, so every time someone says something wrong, they whine and complain. It's okay episode. And then we have episode 9 and 10, which is the very last episode. It's against Jeff Bezos, the company of Amazon head. And basically, it's all these people, they go on a protest against Amazon, and then they get taken off Amazon. It's a funny episode, okay? But it's not a good ending episode, in my opinion. It's not the best season finale, in my opinion. It's funny, it's good, but not the best. So, it's an okay episode. It's an okay episode. It's okay episodes, I should say, not episode. So, was this season of South Park good or bad? It had the main 4 characters again, a lot more in the plot line, and I like to see that. I especially like to see my boy Kenny back in because they seem to have neglected him for a while. So I like to see that they have a lot more characters like that in. They brought back a lot more old characters, which I also like to see. I love Mr. Tally, Mr. Hanky, and also Man Bear Pig with, I think it's Al Gore, if I'm not mistaken. But I like to see that they did that, and I like to see that they corrected a mistake they made in the past by actually admitting that climate change is real. Because in the past they used to be like, I don't know if that's real, but nowadays they're less like, okay, we realize it's real, and they corrected that mistake. So it's pretty interesting. Pretty good episodes, pretty good show in general, and I can't wait for season 23 to see what actually happens on season 23. I'm hoping it will have a better ending than season 10, because this looks like, that's why I didn't realize this was the end, by the way. It didn't seem like an ending. It just looks like, it just kind of happened, and nothing else happened. But yeah, I hope to have a better ending, and I hope to have a good start. And let's see the main 4 characters come back once again, please, because that's what I love. Anyways, I hope you liked this. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Hit that bell notification because you love my content. And as always, my friends, stay sane. Peace. Before we go, I would just like to say, I hope you liked the video. Hit one of these other videos to watch more content. You know, subscribe, share, like, and all that jazz. And I hope you have a wonderful day or night, whichever one it is. And as always, my friends, stay sane. Peace. Now, watch one of my other videos, please.